So good morning again. Again, my name is Harvey Rood from the University of Northern Colorado, and I'm representing the study team. What I want you to know is that the study we're going to be briefly highlighting with you today was funded by the Bureau of Education, but directed by the Department of Education. So this study belongs to the Navajo Nation. They decided to work with the Navajo Nation Teacher Education Consortium, which our university is one of the members. That includes 10 universities in the states of Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. I was actually invited to start working with Navajo almost 25 years ago by President Peterson Zopp. And at that time, the individual who was director of the department was Anita Pfeiffer. And these were very visionary people. They had a strong vision that said, we want to prepare 1,000 Navajo teachers in 5 years. People looked at President Zah and said, what do you mean? You don't even have a teacher education program. At that time, Navajo Community College only had 2-year programs. But that vision was something that President Zah set out to achieve by inviting 40 universities and colleges from the states of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. So we were very fortunate to be one of those initial institutions that worked to build the capacity of Navajo education. And we always believed in what the President and Anita Pfeiffer were very clear about, that Navajo education is best when it's in the hands of Navajo people. This is the opportunity that Matt has highlighted, what Dr. Martin was talking about just a minute ago. This is a chance to move the direction for tribal control, and what we were tasked with doing was determining, can this be done? Is the legal authority there? What are some of the options that would be most successful? So when we look at our charge, the purpose was to assess the capabilities and options that are out there for the department to assume full authority for the operations of those 66 BIE-funded facilities on the Navajo Nation. Funding still stays there. The trust responsibility is still there. So to do that, we examine the means of optimum delivery of education and support services to the children, staff, communities, and stakeholders on Navajo land. We studied success. We looked at where are things working well. That's the best way of determining how that can be effective in the future. So this study focused on the areas of governance, funding, human resources, curriculum, and policies that are necessary for a Navajo Nation Bureau school district. In a sense, it's like a state Department of Education. In my state of Colorado, we have 178 local school districts. We have one state department that sets the policy, sets the direction of the education system. That's the same opportunity that's present today. And again, the funding comes and continues to be the responsibility of the Bureau of Education. So I'm going to briefly highlight some of the information that we discovered in looking at governance. And again, we had a study team of 14 individuals. We picked the very best. Dr. Martin, Dr. Welsh, and I know a lot of colleagues. 10 of the 14 members were Native scholars who worked on this study, but we were looking for the best individuals to come up with recommendations in these areas. When we look at governance, these are just options now. These are recommendations for consideration by the Navajo Nation. In assuming a single grant operation, we suggest that we start with 31 of the BIA operating schools. 35 grant schools will be phased in years 2 and 3. So the idea is that this will have a timeline. It will have a specific direction in terms of how it will happen. We know it can't happen overnight, but we know that with careful planning and thoughtful direction of the big picture of how this can benefit Navajo children, in 2 to 3 years we will see that operation. The advantage of this is that So it would not be a major issue for governance to move local boards from BIE advisory status to Navajo Nation Board of Education advisory status. The Navajo Nation Board of Education and the department would set policies and determine which applicants are qualified, just as the BIE does now. This option would allow the Department of Education to work with the grant school boards as required in current Navajo Sovereignty and Education Act of 2005. That's the key here. We looked at the federal legislation, which Matt already mentioned, Public Law 100-297 and 93-638. That provides the authority to the tribes. But the Navajo Nation Sovereignty and Education Act, Title 10 of the Navajo Nation Code, is what really sets the authority for these recommendations, these options. And that will develop the plan for bringing the remaining 35 grant schools into the single grant. Some of the other things to consider. We look at regional resource centers that were once used by the Bureau of Indian Education primarily for regulation and monitoring. And we see those as being changed to resources to these schools for capacity building, professional development, training, and intercommunication. The notion of looking at the very best and how you improve all schools. There will be a single school board in each of the regional resource centers, composed of one community representative from each local policy council, which will meet monthly to guide the functions of regional capacity building services. So the option is to say there needs to be that local voice, there needs to be that local autonomy, but also within the overall responsibility for compliance and for improvement that rests with the Navajo Nation. So each of the 66 schools would either be led by a local policy council, which could be comprised of 2 community members, the principal, business manager, lead teacher, or a local school board. Those are options that are available to Navajo Nation. Now, these bodies would provide the local guidance, communication, and school policy and protocol to ensure success. So again, we're looking at options. We're not saying this is the one way to do things, but the department has different options to consider as they do it. This really provides, I think, the picture that is worth 1,000 words when we think of how networking can occur. And you look at that responsibility of the Navajo Nation Board of Education that sets the priorities for the Department of Dine Education that Matt was just speaking from. There will also be the need for some type of entity, a Department of Dine Education Resource Center that connects with local school administration and policy councils at the various sites. Right now there are 5 BIE agencies. Those are well positioned and have the potential to become these regional resource centers. And with school policy councils having input to say, how is this working? How can this be improved? How can this be promoted more effectively in the future? The key there is on effective communication and building that trusting relationship, that relationship where you're going to do the control and accountability Navajo style. We're working together in those local communities that have trusting relationships that do what's best for Navajo children and families. Part of what we look at is that this is based on where we started 25 years ago was from that Navajos know best what's best for the education of Navajo children. We start with the basis of language, culture, and philosophy of learning that translates into Navajo standards, that translates into assessing kids to help them be successful in moving ahead. So, just stop there. Any questions related to governance? We have more detailed information within our report. What I want to stress is that the 124-page report that we developed believe it's posted on the website. All of the presentation materials you see here today, if you go to the Dine website, you're going to find all of those materials that can be shared with other members of your local communities. And we welcome your questions and feedback. We want to give you time today to ask questions and have a dialogue with us as well. Now, Joe's going to